Okay, so here's how you get vocal mixes to sound like a rock star, like an old rock star. So here's my vocal. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat God rolled. I'm the king, and I thought I told y'all before. Da, 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 da,
Your mama told me you never be cold. Your mama told me your heart can be cold. Your mama,
Your mama's been telling you lies. Your mama's. Okay, so first things first. Emotion. If you're not the artist, then you're gonna have to somehow make the artist comfortable with letting themselves go. Fully. The artist can't be some shy little guy. Now, let him go. Let's say all is well and you already have that. Okay, how do I get the fucking shit to sit in the mix? Great. First things first, don't just record something bullshit way and then try to fix it in the mix later. Make sure you hear yourself inside the mic, you know, you monitor yourself inside the fucking mic, inside the headset, and hear what you're playing, hear what you sound like, hear what the artist sounds like, and make that sound as good as you can before even touching an EQ or a compressor. That's first things first. Now, here's what I have on my vocals, right? Believe it or not, this was not done in a booth. This was done in the middle of the fucking room. Kid was in a guitar. Get in the groove. You hear that? You can hear the kick instruments in the background of my vocal, right? Your mama told me you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. So this is the raw vocal, right? No effects, nothing, just vocal. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat God rolled. Thought I told y'all before. So this is no EQ, nothing. No EQ, no processing, and you see how it still sounds good. Of course, you can hear the bleed in the background, but like you can't avoid bleed if you're gonna record live with the instruments. So yeah, you hear it's practically nearly done. Told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat God roll. So the way I did is I made sure the back of the mic. So this is the capsule of the mic. This is where the mic picks up most sensitive. Behind it right here, it's kind of blocking out and denying, rejecting frequency. So if you speak into here, you won't hear it. I'll demonstrate it on this mic right here. See how you can't really hear me that well? And then if I were to turn it, you should be hearing me pretty good. So yeah, essentially, in these speakers, I'll show you what it was like. So let's say your guitarist is right there, and you know the metronome and the kick is coming from right there, the speakers. I would record right here. This is exactly where I was. I would record right here, the back of the mic facing the guitar, as well as the speakers, trying to reject as much noise as possible. And I was singing very close. The mic would get so close to my mouth. Pause. And That's it. I just record like that. First things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. First thing first, get your mic sounding, your mic placement, mic positioning sounding great before you record. Record a little bit. Just test it out. See what sounds good. What's the right gain? What's the right angle? Turning the mic a little bit that way, or down or up or straight on. Whatever sounds good for the song. It's all different for every song, every even artist. Not just every artist, every song. Like me using this mic, every song I had to change the position a little bit. So it's not about just the artist, it's even about the freaking song. You do that. Now, let's get to the mixing. Let's say you did all that and you got it to sound well. What did I do on my vocal? First things first. We got an EQ. If you were to solo it, just the mic. Right. Also have this atmosphere channel. This is just it just adds sonic to it. Really, you don't need to focus on this. The main thing is the actual basics. This. Get in the groove. Rolled off a little bit of the lows, cut a little bit of the mud, and boost some of these nice frequencies. These are off and on. Get in the groove. Of course, but I always mix with the whole picture. I never mix solo. I never mix the vocal alone. So I'm gonna actually bring you step by step. This might be a long video, but this is the truth. That's all. Yeah. So it already sounds good. Let me take off the delay because I'm trying to cheating. First thing I did was add this fucking reverb. Like it was EQ and then reverb. I also because I'm recording live, like with fucking all the sound, my mic has a high pass filter. You see that? There's a high pass filter. When this is off, it means it's flat. My mic has a high pass filter, so it automatically rolls off those lows. I did that immediately. First thing I did was like that. I'm like, okay, what's the first thing I can do to get this sounding good before I do anything? Mic has a high pass filter. Now, when you're in a vocal booth, I don't recommend doing this because you might alter the frequencies. You have to check for yourself. Check for yourself. But this is the first thing I did. First EQ, high pass filter on the mic. Then I added this little EQ, just another high pass filter because, dude, the kick was fucking hidden. So I had to, high pass it, and then I sent it to this reverb. I actually monitored and recorded with the reverb. So when I was playing, I heard the reverb on my voice through the fucking speakers. It was wild. I didn't even know you could do shit like that and have it not fucking destroy your ear. So what I did is, before I did the reverb, cut some lows. It goes in succession, right? One plugin, next plugin, next plugin. Like, if I were to put the reverb after delay or after, if the EQ after delay or after the reverb, it would not be the same sound. So first things first, all the lows get cut off. And then I added this little delay. So this is what it sounds like. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. Alright, it's that old school, like, it's that old school punch, this little space delay. Find something that you like for your song, but rule of thumb is like get some effect. Either reverb or a little delay, get something there. And send it. I don't recommend putting it exactly on the vocal because then you'll wash the vocal. You want that clean vocal in the front and like the space in the back. That's exactly visually what it looks like. It looks like that. Your vocal's right here and the space is down here. That's what it looks like. If you mix, you know what I mean. And then right after that space delay, I added a little reverb just to, instead of it being, you can hear it's a reverb, you can hear it's a delay, a slapback. When I add the reverb, it's more like a space. Listen. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god roll tide. So yeah, you see how when I turn the reverb on, you can hear it's an actual fucking reverb. And like it's like back here now more. If you have headphones, you're smart. If you don't, then I don't know, just entertain yourself with this video because you're not really gonna experience what I'm saying. And always when I send my vocals to an effect, like a reverb or a delay, I have it ducking. What this essentially means is when my vocal is speaking, this delay is off. Not off, but it's quiet, it's lowered. And then when I stop speaking, it comes back in. I'll show you exactly what it means right now. Listen. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god roll. So yeah, like when I'm speaking, when I'm actually singing, this delay is getting quiet, and then when I'm like the spaces, it comes back in, so it just fills it up. So it's not washed, you know. It's more like I am leading, and there's something behind me following, instead of like that guy being right to my side. I am in the front, there are people behind me following, instead of them being right here, crowding me. That's exactly what it looks like and sounds like. That's what the ducking does. Luckily this plugin has it. This plugin has the automatic ducking. If you don't have a fucking plugin like that, there's another way you can do it. You send it, you know, click that, send it, and then before the effect, say you have a delay right here, like a normal delay, you add a compressor. You can use Fruity Limiter. I'm not gonna use Fruity Limiter. Just, you know what? I'm just gonna use Fruity Limiter. Everybody has Fruity Limiter. I don't like the look of it. Personally, I love compressors that look like this. Like, you know, one knob, two knob. I don't like Fruity Limiter because it's so weird looking. It's so unnecessarily futuristic. So what you do is you get the release and attack down, sidechain, right click it, and put your vocal. So then and then you bring the ratio up. You can just fucking like 5, right? And then you bring the threshold down. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. So yeah, you see that? Every time my vocal comes in, it's ducking the reverb by -2 dB. And then when my vocal leaves, it goes back up. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. So this is how you duck your vocal if you don't have fucking an automatic ducking thing in it. Another way, the way I do it, personally, you know, bro, like just get yourself like this compressor, like from fucking Analog Obsession. It's a free compressor. It's a free compressor, right? And like you turn on external sidechain. On means up. If you look right here, look right here. 0 means off, 1 means on. You turn that shit on, you go right here, right here, right here, turn that on, right click that, vocal. Shakti is vocal. You can call whatever it is your vocal, you put that. And then you raise the input until you start seeing this lowering in a few dB. -1 means -1 dB, -2 means -2 dB, -3 and so on is at 3 dB. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. So yeah, every time my vocal speaks, it ducks by 3 dB, and then when I'm stopped speaking in the little spaces, the delay comes in. Very nice. This is like mandatory low-key for me, unless I want the wash effect, because I need that vocal in front and the friends behind. Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god roll. Alright, and then immediately right after that in the chain, I have a vocal rider. So what this does is when I get too loud, it makes it a little quiet, and when I get too quiet, it makes it a little loud. Not by compression, but just by volume. Like literally just by volume. So you're not compressing anything and destroying or adding any saturation. It's just clean gain.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, little bro.
You hear how the vocal comes more in front. And if you don't have this plugin and you shouldn't buy, it's like $30, then you're gonna have to manually go in, make this louder, make this quieter, wherever it's too loud, and wherever you can't hear yourself or you hear the artist, he's too quiet, then you're gonna have to like actually clip it up, make that louder. I still do it, despite of having this, as you can see, I still do it. So it's not like a fucking world record changer. It's not like it's not godsend. It's like, but it helps. It helps a little. It's $30. It helps. So yeah, do that. Your S's, if your S's are too harsh, just go in and manually click those S's out. And then immediately, speaking of S's, immediately in the chain, a de-esser. You just de-ess it, get those S's out. And I've noticed for this song, for this vocal, I needed
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, little bro.
I've noticed it was a little bit muddy right here when I was singing, but I didn't want to cut it out all the way with this EQ. I wanted a dynamic because only some parts when I scream it gets muddy. So that's exactly what this is doing. When I'm screaming, it cuts off the mud.
You ain't nothing, little bro.
Dynamic EQ. This costs money, but you can find a free one. TDR Nova, free. Completely a free dynamic EQ. Amazing EQ. Absolutely amazing EQ. Now, an LA2A. A compressor. Amazing. It's not the godsend either, but it just adds a little bit of the texture. It adds a little bit of a touch to it, Listen to it without.
You ain't nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god roll. You ain't nothing but a rat god roll. I'm the king and I thought I told y'all before.
It kind of makes my voice like intense. Like I'm speaking quite intense. That's the way I hear it. Like I did lower in volume a little bit, but it added intensity to it. That's what it was really. People usually use compressors to like clip the dynamics when it's too loud to make it quieter, and when it's like quiet. No, I don't really use it for that. I just use compressors to add an intensity behind it. It's like a force. That's the best way I could put it. It adds a force. The way I can imagine it, it adds a kamehameha to whatever you're putting it on. That's what it does. It adds exactly that to whatever you're putting it on. That's the way it sounds. And then right after that, a Pultec EQ. And what I did is I cut some 5K hertz because I love a smooth vocal, Look at it without and look at it on.
You ain't nothing but a rat god roll. Nothing but a rat god roll. Nothing but a rat god roll.
Like barely anything, but it just adds a little smoothness. That's all. Like if you don't have any of this fucking fancy ass shit, you don't have this LA2A, la bro. Like, tell me the difference. The fuck is the difference? This is a free compressor. Lala is a free compressor. Get that shit. I used this shit for so long until I finally bought the UAD one. And if you don't have this fucking UAD Pultec, which costs like, who knows, $100, bro, relax. Use this shit, man. It's still a free compressor.
You said it wrong.
I use so much analog obsession gear until I finally bought like, UAD gear. But like, come on. You just need knowledge. And I have this little channel output, which is really just, it's not even that important right now. Now, what's really adding that grit? This is the secret. Ready? These next three things are the big secret. I run that to an 1176. This makes my vocal right in front. It really feels like my vocal is in front now. Like I'm talking from my chest. It feels like I'm talking from my chest. Like I'm a man. Even if it's a woman doing it, it's not that it's gonna make her sound like a man, but it's gonna feel like she's asserting something. It does that. It's a compressor. If you don't have this, Fetish 1176. Analog Obsession. This also for 1176. But these are all, this is a free plugin. So what I did is I made the attack middle, release very fast, and I sent it. It's parallel compression. It's not right on it. I don't want to over compress the main signal. You don't need to. Keep that shit natural, and then I just sent it. Ready? Look at
Nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god road. Nothing but a rat god road. Nothing but a rat god road. I'm the but a rat god road.
So yeah, it just adds a little bit more, and this. That's it. That's what makes you sound like a fucking rock star. The saturated slapback. Like, if you were to take away one thing from all of this, two things from all this, I can't say one. One, get your vocal sounding good before you mix. Two, saturated slapback. Like, that's it. Bro, let me take off everything that I just did and just have the saturated slapback. So no plugins on, nothing. Ready? This is raw.
Told me that you're made of gold. Little bro.
And I'm gonna add a saturated slapback.
Little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god road. I'm the king and I thought I told y'all before.
The fucking saturated slapback is so good, bro. It's so good, bro. So let me add all the effects back. Essentially what a saturated slapback is a slapback delay. It means it's like, listen to what it sounds like. I'm gonna actually mute the guitar just so you can understand. I never mix in solo. I always have everything playing. I'm gonna mute the guitar just so you understand what the fuck a slapback is. First off, slapback. What is a slapback? It's a delay, very quick delay that just ends and you just hear it like right.
Little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god road. I'm the king and I thought I told y'all before. Mama told me that you're made of gold.
So that's what a slapback is. 69 millisecond delay, no dry signal, just all wet. And it's panned, spread, spread, like very wide. And the feedback is on none. Means it's not delaying, it's not going multiple times. Means I say one thing, only one thing comes out. But if I were to put the feedback up, I say one thing and like 10 things comes out. Look.
Mama told me that you're made of gold. You ain't nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god road. Mama told me that you're made of gold.
But no, a slapback means just one vocal. And God, does it sound beautiful. This is a free plugin, believe it or not. But this is the go-to for saturated slapbacks. And this is what makes your vocal sound like a fucking rock star. I put the distortion on tube, so it's a tube distortion. And I raise the tube up a little, tape up a little. And before that, I put a saturation knob, another free plugin, and I destroy the fuck out of it. Look, 10 on if it was on 20, I probably would even put it on 20 because I'm crazy. Look.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold.
And then a little EQ. This is very essential. The EQ goes after the saturation. And it, cut off all the lows, cut off all the highs.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god road.
Oh God, it's so tasty. Like it's like a rock star. And then if you put it all together, everything I just showed you, other than this wide, essentially I have one more bus sent to this wide, which is just a vocal doubler. If I were to mute everything again, the vocal doubler is doing that.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing.
Essentially, it's like a more boring, cleaner, neater, modern slapback. And I have it just a little. It's in there. You don't know it's there, but it's there.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat god road. I'm the king and...
So yeah, it adds like a space to your vocal. And then if you add it all together, this is what it is.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat God rolled. I'm the king and I thought I told y'all before.
If you haven't noticed, my knobs move by themselves. And if you know what FL Studio is, you'd probably recognize you've probably seen by now this fucking monstrosity of a pattern 6 that is a fucking village of automations. That is what makes a song great. Somebody who does that is what makes a song great. This whole song is a guitar, kick, snare, and 2 people singing. That's all. And a bass. But look at this. Automations, bro. And you should just know what I'm automating. And if you don't know, it's my vocals. Sometimes where it's too quiet, I make it louder. Where it's too loud, I make it quieter. Sometimes I want the slap back a little loud up here, and sometimes I want it down here. I don't want it on all the time. I want it in some spots. And this is where your own intuition and your own heart comes in to create. This is where the real creativity's at. Everything else is basically technical. Like this shit is all this. None of this shit is creative. Like everything I just showed you here has nothing to do with creativity. Like I guarantee you, none of this is creative. This is where the creativity is, in your automations, bro. And this is the cleanest way to do automations. I never do automations like this. Right click, create automate. I never do that. It's too messy. I have to automate like 100 things, bro. How am I gonna have 100 fucking automation clips? I don't know. Okay, that was intense, bro. I actually felt that in my gut. But this is the most practical. You put it on one pattern and all your automations happen. So you will notice that slapback goes up sometimes, you know. Things move without my control.
Your mama told me that you're made of gold. She lied. You ain't nothing, nothing, little bro. You ain't nothing but a rat God rolled. I'm the king and I thought I told y'all before.
You have to take into consideration that this vocal was not recorded in a booth. It was recorded in the middle of the room with the speakers blasting and a guitar playing through an amp on my right. And it sounds clear in the middle as if it's alone. So if this was in a booth, it would have been cleaner. But clean is not what you want when you're fucking somebody who loves dirty saturation slapback delay. So, fuck it. Like, essentially, I'm fucking raw. I don't know, if you're watching this in the future and I'm like somebody big and famous, I am fucking raw. I do not eat with my fucking elbows off the table. That's all. I am this. This is me, bro. It's not wholly clean. It's fucking nature. You know? Go to the fucking forest. You know what I'm talking about. It's not wholly and clean. There are lions eating. There are avalanches happening. There are volcanoes erupting. Let shit be raw and natural, bro. That's all. So this is how you get your vocals to sound like a rock star. That's all. Not just yours, but your artist, whoever you're recording. Because a lot of people who watch me are also engineers. Because I am one of the best engineers alive. So this is the secret as of 2025. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.